My name is Simon Jackson. I'm head of bike fitting and Cadence performance in Crystal Palace. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the bike fitting services that we do, such as footbed moulding, saddle testing, and just to give you a little bit more information. So for those who don't know what a bike fit is, it's a process whereby somebody like myself, a bike fitter, assesses the rider's physiology and then applies that to the bicycle in terms of adjustments. So things such as saddle height might be changed, before and after adjustment, stem length can be changed to adjust the bar reach, cleats. The net result of that for most riders is that they're more comfortable, more efficient, and they're less likely to develop injuries. So the first step of any bike fit is a consultation with the rider. The object here is to find out what sort of problems they have with their bicycle, aches and pains on their bike, previous physiological problems, what sort of riding they do and so forth. This gives me as much information as possible, which I can then later apply to making decisions in terms of what adjustments I make on the bike. Okay, so we've got a lot of information on the rider now. Next step is to get them on their bike, see what sort of problems we can identify as a starting point. So for example, are they reaching for the bars? Have they got a comfortable hand position? We'd also have a look at things like the shoulder position, shape of the back, that all needs to be nice and natural. Saddle height obviously is critical for establishing a proper fit for a bike rider. Okay, so having made my initial observations of the rider on their bike, I'm now going to go on to use a system called Retul. So Retul is designed specifically for bike fitting. The way it works is we place a number of infrared markers on the rider using these little Velcro dots. The camera, which is located just underneath the TV, is actually 4 infrared cameras. They're able to discern the exact position of each of these markers in 3 dimensions. They then give me their relationship to one another in terms of distances, angles. That's then more information about how the rider is behaving on their bike, which will help me with my decision-making process as we go further into the fit. Okay, left foot forward position. There. So using the information I have on the screen there, I might want to make changes to it. The benefit of Retul is as I make those changes, they're immediately detected by the system and I can see if I'm heading in the right direction. So having now made appropriate adjustments to the rider's bike, I want to record the exact shape of it. So again, Retul provides a system whereby I can essentially trace the shape of the bike, digitise it and give me a whole bunch of measurements that I'll then forward on to the rider. Done. So it takes about 2.5 hours to complete the bike fit. Once we've recorded all the information, that's the end of the process. Subsequent to the fit, I'll always email you the dimensions of your bike, my contact details, normally a few hints and tips on what things you can do to make your cycling more successful. And we depend a lot on feedback as well. So we're always happy for people to get in touch with us. Bike fitting is a process. It's not necessarily a one-term event. Lots of people find that they need it done every couple of years. And so that equips us for the long term to be in touch with riders more regularly.